Welcome back to the Crunch Time Podcast, everyone. My name is Aryan. I'm here joined with your co-host, Menagan. Before we start the episode, we just want to give you guys a warm welcome back to the podcast. Also, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
This is our first episode of 2022. I know we haven't been posting a lot recently, but we've been busy. We've been very, very busy with school. But we finally found the time to go ahead and get this episode out for you guys. Anyways, hopefully you guys have an amazing new year. Hopefully this new year is very successful for you guys. Me and Menagan are planning big things for this year. So hopefully you get to see us win. Hopefully we get to see you win. And yeah, let us know in the comments below if you guys have any New Year's resolutions that we should know about. This episode is just going to be a quick little recap of 2021, some of the moments that we had together, and some things that we want to be working on. Menagan, what are we going to be talking about today?
So yeah, overall, this episode is mainly going to focus on just our time in 2021, sort of like a little reflection. The things we're really proud of this year, and we're just going to dive into it really, and kind of just pick out our favorite moments, sort of thing. So, you ready to start?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Okay, so we're going to kick things off with what was one of your biggest accomplishments of this year, of 2021?
Oh, wow. I mean, it was a crazy year, honestly. I mean, for me, I think doing well in school was one thing, because obviously with COVID and stuff, people expect school to get easier, which it did in certain aspects. But I think assignments were sort of like weird to do, because for me in law school, doing a lot of essays and stuff, something that I'm used to. But it was weird because I had to be, having regular calls with my professors to make sure I was doing my work and stuff like that. Going through those moments was definitely interesting. A lot of work was put into that. Also, I think personally, I went on a huge change, at least physically, you know what I mean? And I think the next question I'm going to ask you sort of goes hand in hand with this one. It was just personal journey that I went on, developing not only intellectually, getting wiser through experiences, which are, very private. I don't want to tell anyone. Also, I think physically, I was pretty overweight earlier this year, and I was down bad, not in terms of who I was, but in terms of physicality. I wasn't, I was at my worst, let's just say. And I made a couple adjustments to my life, which I'm going to get into in the next question. But yeah, I think it was overall a good solid year in terms of just learning. Whether or not I want to go too deep into it is something I might, but yeah, what about you?
For 2021, honestly, I'm just really proud of the difference I made in compared to 2020, which was honestly not the best year for a lot of people. And then that difference in 2021 having honestly one of the best years of my life. There's so much things that happened. For me personally, I'm really proud of the work I've made in 2021, the personal projects that I took on, and then just posted it to my Instagram, my website, that sort of thing. And I was able to connect to a lot of people whose music I've enjoyed, and them reaching out and seeing my work. I think that was really cool. Obviously starting other personal projects like this podcast, we started in late 2021. So that's just another example of we I couldn't even imagine 2020 saying oh, next year we're just gonna start a podcast out of nowhere. That just sounds insane, especially in 2020. It just mentally, it was really exhausting and taxing, just being stuck at home and trying to figure everything out. And then also 2021, like you said, with school, really tough year because of the workload, learning different things that are really tough to wrap your mind around, and the fact that I was able to make it through and produce some work that I was proud of in school. That's really impressive as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All right. So two pretty good answers, two very vague answers, because you got to realize, we've been through a lot of stuff this year. So it's just what part do we want to mention? What part do we want to put out there?
Yeah.
Anyways, this next question sort of, takes us a bit deeper to what we went through this year. My question to you is, obviously, as you mentioned, this year was full of struggles for everyone. Was there any moment in your life this past year, you felt maybe this is an obstacle, maybe this is something I'm going to struggle with, it ended up being something you overcame, ended up being something that you can now talk about in the past, being like, yo, so what I did, this is how I got through it. Is there any moment in your life where you felt like that was the case?
Um, something. So like, if we're talking project wise, like this year how I was able to create like those 3D characters and stuff. That you saw. Uh,
Mm,
that was like something I was like trying to attack for maybe like a few months, and it was like a really tough project to like try to learn about because it involved like learning something completely new, in terms of like sculpting digital characters and 3D modeling and that sort of thing. So like it took me a while to overcome. There's times where I left that project and then came back to it, left it again, and then eventually I just kind of put my head down and like just attacked it and like wasn't too like part of it. This also relates to something I also have a problem with and like I deal with myself. It's just like being like over judgmental about like yourself and like the stuff you make. So like being really harsh, like you're always your worst critic, obviously, and just like not being, because I see like other people's work and I expect myself to be like at that level immediately, but I had to like tell myself like, you gotta like give it some time, you gotta keep practicing, and like those people have been doing it for years, so it doesn't make sense for you to be like at that level right away. So I think finding that like battle in my head was something like I overcame, and I'm really proud that like I don't like judge myself too hard in that aspect. Um, Also like when I was like first like posting work, I was like super like worried about like what would people say about it too, like on like
mm,
online. If like people would be like, oh, what the fuck is this, I'll be like, oh shit. So like eventually I was like, you know what, like who gives a shit, this is my Instagram account, they can unfollow me if they want to, I'm gonna post whatever the fuck I want, that sort of thing. So yeah, for sure.
yeah, absolutely, bro. I'm proud of you for doing that as well.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
Man, no, I mean, I've definitely seen you. Always thought you were talented, but this year you took like a leap into like a whole different category. So I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
this guy's really, when you get to see someone achieve their potential, especially when that person's a close friend, it's like
Yeah.
pretty fulfilling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, bro, I'm happy for you.
That's cool.
Mine is a very, very personal journey. Okay, um, not going into too much detail. I had a very bad breakup earlier this year, or early 2021. And it was a very, very dark time in my life, let's just say.
Hmm.
Again, I'm not going to go into too much details, the close buddies know what's going on. But around like March, April, May time, I was eating, I was, not exercising, I was in a very bad position. And I got to this point where it was, it's kind of weird, it's like, uh, sort of goes hand in hand with what you were talking about, like imposter syndrome, how you're super overly critical about yourself. I sort of felt like I wasn't critical of myself, and I would just sort of let myself get lazy and got too comfortable with being, this huge blob that didn't really do anything but chips all day long. And I had to turn it around because I'm not the type of guy to feel sorry for myself. I don't like it when people feel sorry for me. I just don't like it at all. I was in this position where like what, May or something, 2021, I was the heaviest that I've ever been. One of the most unfit I've ever been in my life. Um, and that's when I just started to take a change for myself. I remember it was actually there's just this meeting at my dad's office one time. I met this uncle who hadn't seen me in about probably in like a year. He hadn't seen me, right? And I met him, and he's like, "Yo, you've gained so much weight."
Oh,
I'm
shit.
like, yeah, I know. He's like, no, you've seriously gained so much weight. I'm like, yeah, I know. He's like, it's easy to gain weight, but it's hard to lose weight, right? I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, I know. I've been through this process multiple times. Um, not getting overweight and losing it, but I've lost weight in the past, so I knew what he was talking about. He's like, you've been eating good, boy. He said this in a different language, obviously, but I'm translating. I was just sort of like, damn, like that was one of the times where it really hit me. I'm like, he's one of the only people that had the balls to say it to my face, to sort of been like, yo, you're way bigger than you were before. You know what I mean? Not like in a positive way, but in a way that's like, yo, like, you're not doing your shit right. And I started to think, I'm like, yo, if this guy said it to me, I wonder how many people thought about it and didn't tell me.
Mhm.
At that point, the week after, I just started doing cardio. I just started going ham with it. And from like June to like September-ish, then I had a couple weeks break. And then from like the whole time I was in UK, I made some serious progress. Now I'm much less weight than what I was before. I'm getting close to my normal self. 2022 is going to be the year where I officially crash it. Expect to hit my physical prime 2022 in terms of weightlifting, in terms of cardio, in terms of physique. I want people to look at me and be like, holy shit, that guy been putting in work. I know I can get there. I know it's just a matter of time and a matter of effort and a matter of energy and space.
Mhm.
In terms of 2021, that's like one of the biggest things that comes to my head in terms of an obstacle that I had to sort of overcome. Um, yeah, bro, that would be it for me.
Yeah, for sure. Like seeing you like put in that like work is like really inspiring, and that's like truly one of like the biggest blessings. Like the people I'm surrounded with like always like constantly inspire me. Like I'm surrounded like by winners, like such as yourself. I'm not trying to like hype you up too much, but yeah, for sure.
Bro.
Like seeing like the amount of work you put in, that motivates me like not, to like put work into like whatever I'm working on, whether it's like school. I just want to go grind even more, and like the results, like you really like you look really good, like with like the amount of weight you lost and the amount you've been able to like bench. Even my brother said like he saw you, he's like, yo, is he like working out? I'm like, yeah, he is. So like for
Yo,
sure,
I appreciate that.
yeah, you should just like honestly, 2022 is gonna be crazy just to see. And like you took like the pictures, right, like of when you first started out, and then
Oh yeah.
yeah, so when
Oh yeah.
we'll see like 6 months down the line, it's gonna be like a big difference for sure. But
Sure
yeah,
hope so, bro.
the timeline you brought up when you're talking about like April, May, I remember like 2020 April, May. I remember just like stuck in the house. I didn't like leave my house for like months, and that's like not good for anybody. So like that's when I was like probably like the most unhappy, the most like bored, and then I'm glad like I turned that around this year. I was I got Milo, so like I had to take him on walks and stuff. So like getting out of the house, that's another blessing about getting a dog. They help get you moving, get you out of the house, which is really yeah, Milo's like such a blessing. That was like one of the highlights of this year for sure for me. Yeah,
Cutest dog you'll ever meet, guys. Like unbelievable.
sweet.
Oh man, I love that you made that comparison as well. Do you have a question for me?
Oh, yeah. So big. One lesson you learned this year.
Oh, what lesson I learned this year?
Um,
Is there one, bro?
I did-
I'm gonna try and think of one. Okay, I want you to think of yours as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the type of person that never really regrets anything because I like to take everything as a lesson. So even like past relationships, I like to take as a lesson every time. One thing I think I learned this year was that you don't really need anyone to make you happy. Like I sort of knew that, sort of always knew that. This was like one of those years where it sort of came into fruition more than any. Because now it's like, there were some times in my life where I would legit have 2 people text my phone the entire week. Like 2 people. This year, 2021. I was just like, holy shit, like, where did it all go wrong? Because in high school, you knew me, right? We were always had like
Yeah.
a big friend group, or there's always a bunch of people around, 4 or 5 guys messaging you every day, girls, whatever it is. But now it's like, holy shit, like not now, but like earlier this year, it's like, holy shit, like my phone is dry as hell. And if you let that stuff get to you, it gets to you. But I didn't really let it get to me because I sort of realized, I don't really need anyone. I got close friends, close family, people that I love, people that love me back. And in a way, that's all you really need. And when you see those people around you winning, when you see those people around you happy and successful in their own journeys, sort of just pushes you up as well. Because now you're not really dwelling on anyone, not really waiting on anyone. Like before, I used to be the type of guy to like ask everybody to hang out and no one would say yeah, you know what I mean? Because they were too cool or whatever. Now it's like I'm in a position where people are asking me to make plans, people are asking me to hang out, and it feels good because you're on the receiving end of it for once. Just that whole network of just positive vibes and just amazing friends, amazing family. They're just all pushing you up together. I think it's a beautiful thing, and that's one of the biggest lessons I learned this year, 2021.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, you?
For me, honestly, I would have to say that you can either like dwell on the past or just like honestly keep moving forward. You know what I mean? When something, if anything happens in your life, like you can either choose to sit there and be upset about it, or you can like go and like do something about it. You know what I mean? I used to be the type where I would just like sit there feeling sorry for myself, or like just be upset about like a situation in the past. But like that honestly like doesn't fix anything. It's just gonna make you more upset. You might as well just keep moving forward. Become the change that you want to see. Like if you realize that you messed up in a certain aspect, you want to like change that and like improve that for like next time, rather than just sitting there and trying to like make stuff work in the past when it's like too late for that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that was like the biggest lesson. And also there's like a lot of like mini lessons this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be probably the biggest one. And also like change has to come from like the person who wants to be changed. You can't tell someone to like fix this thing about them, or like help them improve if they don't want it themselves. You know what I mean? If you like try to convince someone, like if they don't want to like learn or be better, like you can't really do anything to really help them. It has to come from within first. So yeah, that would be like the couple of biggest lessons I've learned for sure.
Absolutely, bro. I love that point you made again. Like, you don't want to feel sorry for yourself, because I hate being in that situation.
Yeah.
I've only been in that situation 2021, where it's like, yo, when you start to hate yourself, that's like a different type of sad. So I don't know. Like, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I 100% agree with you. Life is all about just moving forward and just gathering experiences, gathering.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Carrying knowledge and stuff, so you can, you don't make the same mistakes next time. The fly in my room, that's why I keep, slapping around. Anyways, I got a question for you.
Okay.
So we've obviously reflected on the past year. We talked about what we have been through, one thing that we overcame. Talked about a couple of life experiences here and there. My question to you is, what is only one thing you want to work on for the next year? It can be personally, it can be academically, it can be, something you want to accomplish for your friends, your family, anything at all. What is yours?
Honestly, I just want to expand creatively in like the work I'm doing. Just keep pushing like different boundaries, keep exploring new areas. Like I don't want to put myself in a box, because I feel like in 2021 especially, I've just kind of created one style of work and then just like posted that. I want to like diversify. I don't want to like just keep putting like the same thing out, the same style of work out. I want to like create something different, something new and unique every time. And I think that's definitely something that I really want to work on for 2022 for sure.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see that. I want to see what you cook up next.
Yeah, for sure.
Nah, bro, that's unbelievably like respectable. Fuck with the fact that you want to do that. That's nice.
Just like I stay awake, like I lose sleep at night just like thinking about ideas. Like ever since I've been on this journey, like I've stayed awake a couple hours at night just staring at the ceiling, because like I'm just like excited about like stuff. I think about like the most ideas when I'm about to go to bed, which isn't like the worst thing. It's just like the worst thing that could happen. But yeah.
Can't turn your brain off.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting, bro. Like I respect that shit, because you have like that, fucking voice in your head that's like, yo, I gotta get better.
Yeah.
The freaking obsession with self-improvement, which I think is so important in anyone.
Yeah.
In everyone. I think it's, you can clearly see it in the way you've yourself over the past couple of months. So I respect that for sure. Me, one thing that I want to work on this upcoming year, I just want to sort of, I don't know, I can't really say one thing that I want to do.
Yeah, it's tough for one.
I want to box myself in, like you said, but sort of want to work on myself as a person. I feel like I've developed so much. Ever since COVID started, I feel like I've just become a completely new person in terms of the way I talk to people, the way I listen to people, the way I interact with people. And I think I want to work on, myself being way more like calm. Like I've gotten so calm over the past couple years, I was like the angriest child ever. Like maybe we'll have an episode about this one time, like, talking about us as kids. But I was like one of the angriest kids you'll ever meet. No reason as well. I really became like a calm, nonchalant type of person like 3 years ago. Just want to continue to work on my demeanor, just sort of be nice and relaxed, not bothered by anything, sort of laid back. Like I am now, but even more so.
Yeah.
And I just think, of improvement. As I said, I have a lot of physical goals that I want to accomplish this year, as well as academically. I just want to continue to get through law school and work towards that qualification. There's a whole bunch of goals, and I don't want to limit myself, as you said. But yeah, I think that's what I want to do.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, just expanding our horizons even more. And like, yeah, I feel like this project, again, we talked about this in the first episode. That's what's so great about this project, that we get to like sit down and just talk about the different stuff we're like working on, and like, because like we're pursuing something like completely different, but like the way our paths might like intertwine in terms of like the work you got to put in, the mentality you got to have, is like really cool,
Absolutely. And I think another cool thing about it is that we're documenting it. It's like next year, hopefully this podcast is doing amazing this time next year. We'll do another 2022 recap video, and we'll be like, yo, do you remember when you said you wanted to do this and now you're freaking doing it, or you're doing it even better?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just that sort of thing where we get to document this whole journey. We also get to listen to what you guys have to say. Again, if you guys have any New Year's resolutions, let us know in the comments. I think I'd love to give you like our take on it and sort of give you some motivational words. Yeah, that should be it from me. What about you, Menagan?
Yeah, honestly, I hope you guys just continue to support us throughout this year. I really want to get like more episodes going this year. I think, how many episodes do you think we're gonna have by the end of the year?
Let's say at least like 25.
Yeah,
30.
20 around there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one episode every 2 weeks, I'd say. So
yeah, because you had to account for in case like scheduling conflicts for sure. Yeah, I'm just honestly excited for this year. 2021 was like an amazing year for me. I think I gave it I tweeted like a 9 out of 10 for me for 2021. What would be your rating for 2021?
In terms of like how much I've done?
No, just like anything, like how you feel overall about the year.
Oh, overall, I feel really good about it as well. I'd give it like an 8 as well, 8 or 9.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh man, absolutely. So, Menagan said it, guys. Please continue to support this channel. I know, again, we haven't uploaded in weeks, and we're so sorry for that.
Yeah.
You can throw up the praying emoji. Very, very sorry, because obviously, we've just been super busy. You know what I mean? And I still have like so many papers due in like the next 2 weeks, but I wanted to take the time to make this video right here. You guys can tell I'm in a different setup. I'm actually back home in Canada right now.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, since I'm back home in Canada, we're gonna be doing a live episode sometime in the next couple of weeks. I'm here for another 21 days, so 3 weeks. You can definitely bang out a live episode.
Can I show the podcast viewers what you got me for Christmas real quick?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, so for
You
Christmas,
got me.
he came home. He got me a little Pop Funko. So for our audio listeners, he got me a Wraith Pop Funko from Apex Legends, because we both play that game a lot. That's another thing we did this year. We got into Apex. Yeah, so like I'm showing, right there. So absolutely amazing. It sits on my desk, and yeah. And also, wait, a keychain from one of my favorite games, Red Dead Redemption 2.
We gotta get Parva on a podcast. Show what we got him as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when Parva comes, he'll definitely show us gifts. But these are absolutely amazing. Yeah, I just want to show the podcast.
Don't let Menagan.
Yeah.
Don't let Menagan be too modest, okay? Because he got me some banger stuff. Actually, got me this amazing pop figure, which is in the corner of my room. I don't want to go up and get it right now, but it's Hakeem Olajuwon.
We'll throw up a pic of it right now.
Throw up a pic of it. Hakeem Olajuwon, my favorite NBA player of all time. Just straight up got me a pop figure. I didn't even know they made them. Huge shout out for that. Also, you guys have been noticing I've been sipping through a mug, okay? The entire episode, I've been sipping through a mug. Menagan got me this mug. So obviously, we're huge fans of Suits, the TV show. I'm about to watch it twice. and he got me this Pearson Spectre Lit New York. I don't know if the text is going to be flipped. I think it's going to be flipped, but it says Pearson Spectre Lit New York. On this side, you have a picture of the great mighty Harvey Specter. I was so shocked when he got me this because, you know, he dropped some hints over the weeks that he might be getting me something that is going to be like a mug, but then he popped this out weeks ago and I was in shock. Like, I have a video of my reaction. Maybe we'll post that one day, maybe not.
Maybe.
This was so shocking and I've just been sipping out of it the entire episode.
Yeah.
Going to bring it up. I'm so glad Menagan did.
That's
so, yeah,
cool.
thank you for
that. That was like the perfect way to end off the year. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, man. No, it's been a wild ass year, and I just can't wait to see what we do next. Like, personally, I know we're gonna be doing our own shit. Like, you're gonna be doing your own school. I'm gonna be doing my own school. But collectively, I want us to be continuing to work on this podcast, to work on, you know, meeting up more, doing, you know, cool things. We're getting older now, so there's gonna be even more options, you know, in terms of the types of videos that we can do. You know, I don't even know what to say. It's gonna be very exciting. 2022, guys. Anyways, that is going to be it from us. From me and Menagan, we're going to be signing off on this one. Again, if you guys have any video suggestions for the new year, let us know in the comments below. If you guys have any ideas for the live episode that we're going to be doing in my basement, so let us know in the comments below. Any New Year's resolutions, let us know. And yeah, Menagan, anything else?
Yeah, again, to all the people listening to us, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or on Anchor, thank you so much for supporting us. We just hope that we can just keep providing more content this year. And yeah, that's about it, guys. So from me and Aryan, 2022, what a way to kick off the first episode of the year.
Leave a like if you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, me and Menagan will catch you guys in the next one. Take care.